Yeah, we played Long Beach a lot in our history. Over the course of the last 50 years, there's been lots of matches and lots of good ones. You know, for me as a player and as a coach, there's been a great rivalry over the years, and they're a great program. They've got one of the best players in the country on their team, and yeah, we had a tight match at our place earlier in the season, so we certainly expect a good fight tomorrow, and expect them to play well. And yeah, so I think overall it's an exciting matchup and where we want to be here at the end.
Far away, man.
All right, Vinny Lopes here from Off the Block. Check all the other media. All right, there we go. Coach, want to ask you, you played Long Beach earlier this season, went 5. What do you feel has been the biggest improvement in your team since that match, which feels like a millennium ago, but was only 3 months ago?
Yeah, it does feel like it's been a while. I think both teams have had lots of shifting in the lineups. They've got a few different players with some personnel changes and our end as well. And I think that the blocking and like our defense is a little bit different. And then I would say our serving has continued to improve in comparison to then. And then yeah. So I think those are probably the two big things as a team.
And then, Ryan, want to ask you, you look at Long Beach, what do you feel is the biggest challenge, and also for James as well, what do you feel is the biggest challenge that they pose for you all at the net?
I think, like what Coach said, they're a great team, and it's hard sometimes not to get caught up in just watching them play, because it's fun to watch good volleyball. And I think that's something that we have to really channel in and focus is just staying on our side and playing our game, which is getting dirty and making good defensive plays and serving the ball hard and stuff like that. So I think just focusing on our side.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, and just like keeping them off the service line and limiting the runs will be the biggest thing for us.
And James, I want to ask you, I know you've been playing a lot this season, but got sidelined a little bit towards the end of the season. How much were you itching to get back on the court those last couple of weeks that you were off the court?
Very, winter hurt a lot for me, how much I wanted to play, and so did my athletic trainer. Very thankful for Rachel to get me healthy and ready for this.
Coach, just speaking about that, takes an entire team effort here. How important is, the trainers, everyone in the Pepperdine community to get you all here?
Yeah, great. I think the strength of Pepperdine is always in the people. I think the view is awesome, of course, but the people that we have in the community are fantastic, and I think you see it in the supporters that flew out here. Our athletic training and medical staff is tremendous, and so that's always been the strength of our program, is how much the administration and the facilities and everybody that's involved at Pepperdine care about our program and certainly about all the athletes. And I think the guys do such an amazing job of being good, respectful people that it's like easy to pull for them. It's easy to like spend extra hours. Like our athletic trainer will be there with James at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is to like get ready and put in those extra hours. And so it's really special to have, like, I think we have a great group of guys and we have a great group of support staff. So it goes really well.
For anyone on the podium, look at Long Beach Day, you played them before, Moni can have some service runs. As a team, is there anything that you're scouting, anything that you can do, adjustments to try to prevent a big service run from them?
I think just the ability to move on from a great serve, or when we're talking about service runs, yeah, he could hit the ball pretty hard and he has some great serves, but it's only 1 point out of a lot of points the whole entire match. So the more we can move on and step forward to the next play will be the biggest key.
Yeah, I think as a group, anytime you've got good servers, you've got to work as a whole unit, as 6. It can't just be on one guy, because otherwise you can kind of feel like you're on an island. And so it's important that the center is extra dialed, and the middles and the outsides, and everybody's working together to, like James said earlier, just get them off the line as quick as you can.
And James and Ryan, I want to ask you, kind of thinking back to your time in high school, what was it about Pepperdine, Coach Winder, that made you want to come to Malibu?
I think, like he mentioned it before, it was so unique in that we all knew how historic the volleyball program was, and the coaches that were there, and Marv being there, and all the alumni like Coach here and everyone else. But I think it was the community that really drew me in, just being so special and how tight-knit it was, and how that although we were volleyball players and we're one of the best teams on campus, that we're we treat everyone else like we're the same, and we're in the community helping others, helping professors, helping other students, and stuff like that. So that's what was so unique to me.
Yeah, I would definitely say the community. We're like such a tight-knit family around here. Like I work with both the people around me right now, and it's just like coming together and just having this moment to play for each other. It's just super exciting. And then like we're not gonna have the best facilities or like the biggest gym, but we're truly a family, and that's what makes the difference when you come to Pepperdine.
And Coach, I want to ask you, having played here, was that the feeling and vibe, everything when you were playing back in the day? And I say back in the day, I was in college when you were.
Really old. Yeah, I think Marv is a tremendous coach, as well as there's just a tremendous group of men that have come before since the 70s. This is the 54th year, I want to say, or 55th year of Pepperdine men's volleyball, and so it's a great tradition to be a part of. And so yeah, I got to be in it into year 30 or whatever it was, and here we are a little later, and it's continued to be the same today. And so we've had the privilege this year in particular of celebrating the teams in 2005 that won the national championship, and in 1985, and so both teams actually came back and spent time with our groups, which was really neat to hear their stories of what was it like for them and seeing their relationships. 40 years later, it was really cool to see all of those dialogues and all of those people and their experiences and the similarities to what it is today.
One of the fun things I always like looking at is the box score after a match, and then seeing, hey, there's a lot of stuff in here that's not included in the box score that people may not notice. So what's something that doesn't show up in the box score that you feel that your team does really well that may not get noticed by the average fan or casual fan?
Eli going over to the crowd and hyping them up. But yeah, just all that energy stuff, and I think like the touches off the tape where when the middles pass a short pass, that's something I really appreciate, especially when Edie does it. But just like all the little things like that, that just make it easier to do my job.
Yeah, I would say our B side too. All throughout the year, they pushed us in practice and made practice harder than the game. So without them, we truly wouldn't be here.
And then, Coach, for you, I know there's been, everyone talks about Moni, some of the big players, but is there any player on Long Beach who people may not be talking about that you all are keen in on to make sure that they don't have a big night?
I think, Long Beach has good players. I mean, you get to this point, like nobody has just one player at this point in the season, and so 18 is a new player, out on the court, and same with 12. Those are two new players that didn't play the first time we played them, and so that's going to be us kind of figuring those guys out a little bit more. And but yeah, everybody on Long Beach is good, so we got to be ready.
All right, so it's media day. You do get a couple off-the-wall questions, so here we go if you all are ready. So you guys are known as the Malibu Roofing Company. Who on the team would be the best roofer if they had to build a roof?
An actual roofer.
Matt Mazer.
Yeah, Matt Mazer. Yeah,
Construction experience.
Yeah, he has actual carpentry experience, and this summer he will be working for the city of Buffalo. So if you want to go see him, but yeah, definitely, yeah, him.
One of the best.
All right, and then Ryan, I saw you played lacrosse growing up. So who on Pepperdine would be the best lacrosse player if you could coach them up?
Cole Rassick. He was a hockey guy, so kind of similar-ish besides ice skating, but he's just a big physical dude that would be great on the field.
All right, gotta ask because I know you're a hockey guy. Who's your pick to win the Stanley Cup?
I want the Caps to win one. Alex Ovechkin to get another one.
I mean, the correct answer would have been my Dallas Stars, but we'll accept that. And then James, I want to ask you. I saw you're a big fan of bowling. Who do you think could beat you in a bowling game, and who is the worst bowler who would need bumpers on the team?
Aiden Toon's probably the worst bowler. Someone who could beat me. Nobody can beat me.
All right. And then final question. Besides your jersey, who in college men's volleyball has the best jersey?
Jessup. I like their jerseys.
LIU. I like their colors.